Good afternoon. So a couple of you have been asking me about my hardware removal. So I had a pylon fracture a year ago, broke my fibula, shattered the distal end of my tibia and broke my tibia slightly higher up as well. So I had a external fixator for a week and then 3 plates and corresponding pins. So the distal part of my ankle was shattered, so it was in pieces, so it was quite a significant break. And yeah, so anyway, so cast, everything that goes along with it, but obviously you're here today about hardware removal. So this is one thing that I also wondered about whether I should do, whether I should not do, and I spoke. Well, first of all, I guess it's really difficult because you don't know how much discomfort, limited range of motion is just part of the break, and how much possibly could be due to having pins and plates in there. And obviously no one wants any more surgery. There are lots of risks involved with surgery. So I found it quite a difficult decision to make. I did quite a lot of research and found a few studies about ankle breaks and having the hardware removed, and that seemed to be quite positive. And I still put it off, and then I was experiencing some pain in the fibula side. So I saw my surgeon and said, I've got this strange pain every time I walk, but it's not really anything. It wasn't stopping my life, if that makes sense. It wasn't so bad that it was keeping me up at night. And he felt the ankle and he said, one of the tendons was catching on the plate, so I would need to have the plates removed. And if he was removing one plate, then he may as well remove the plate on the other side, because the plate on the other side had little, rather than screws, it has kebab skewers just kind of inserted up there because screws were too big. And they were slightly coming out. So probably in another 10 to 15 years, they would have had to come out anyway. So those 2 were coming out. And he said to me, when we went in for the surgery, it was an easy thing to remove the 3rd plate, which as far as I know wasn't causing me any problems, then he would do that too. So I had surgery 6 weeks ago, which was about 10 or 11 months after the initial break. Obviously ridiculously worried about the surgery, but surgery was fine, fully weight bearing afterwards. I don't know why. In fact, I had surgery on Friday, I'd cancelled a week of my work and everything, and then was doing a yoga practice on Sunday, which I probably shouldn't have done, but it felt really great. I know obviously that's anecdotal, but the surgery for me went really well. And then since then I've just been working with it and exploring what it feels like. So I guess the last 2 weeks it's really settled down. It's still really swollen, it's not really gone down swelling wise for a year, which they said is to be expected, so that's fine. Range of motion, so dorsal extension is pretty fine, probably 90% of what it was before. And dorsiflexion, which I know if you've had an ankle break, you will know what that is. That's the putting your foot to the wall test and trying to bend your knee in to touch the wall. So I was, at the best time when it was warm, like the ankle joint was all warm, I was probably a couple of inches away from it and very kind of going towards the centre. And now I'm touching the wall, which is fantastic. So my range of motion is much increased. In fact, it feels like it has this fluidity, which I never really realised until I had it back. So walking downstairs is a lot easier, which is fantastic. I teach yoga and I do a lot of standing balances. My left foot, which is where I broke my ankle, was always my stronger side or my more enduring side, and I wasn't able to balance really at all on just the foot. And since having my pins and plates removed, my balance is really significantly improved. And I'm working on building all the muscles up. And in fact, I don't know whether anyone's noticed this, but my calf muscles got more definition. So before, it was like the calf wasn't able to get enough kind of exercise to it to grow a little bit. Does that make sense? I don't know. So yeah, I guess that's all the information that I can share with you at the minute. Please feel free to ask any questions and I'll try and answer them. So 6 weeks post surgery, I still don't actually know if I've had 2 plates removed or if the surgeon did remove the 3rd one. I did see him last week and I saw his registrar and did ask, and he wasn't entirely sure. And then I asked to see my surgeon, but the registrar stayed in the room, so it made it a bit embarrassing to ask again. But anyway, either way, I guess it doesn't really matter because it feels great. So if you're thinking about surgery, my advice is to check out any pain, discomfort, range of motions with your surgeon to make sure that that is part of the ankle process and not something catching on the metalwork. And then I guess do your own research. A lot of it is anecdotal. See if you can find any studies, anything to make you feel more secure, whatever your choice is. But certainly for me, the recovery time was zilch. Well, that's a lie. I guess it was 2 or 3 days. And now my ankle seems a lot healthier. I obviously have more scar tissue, so I have more, I have a little bit of nerve issue, which only causes me pain when it gets touched. And it's only 6 weeks, so who knows? Other than that, yeah, I think so far really great decision. So maybe in another 8 weeks I'll do another update and just let you know how things are progressing. Shall I show you my ankle? Okay, I'll try. Hang on. So that is the fibula. I don't even know whether you're going to be able to see this. And that is. Whoa. Okay. Thank you guys.